Hello everyone, welcome to Performance Racing League. My name is Cheryl Shaft. It's a pleasure to be here. Today we're at Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi. This is round 6. I put round 6 in the title and I haven't actually checked whether it is round 6, so I'm just going to double check now and I hope that I am correct. Oh, that is a stroke of luck. It is round 6 of tier 1, which is the second of our 3 tiers. So these guys are pretty darn quick, it's fair to say. This is season 6. We've been going since end of 2020, so a long time now. And yeah, we're fresh to race. We've had a couple of late pullouts, unfortunately, due to off-track shenanigans. So we're at 16 drivers today, but nonetheless, there are some big movements in the championship potentially going to take place today. So I believe, let's have a look. We've got, well, I mean, Aston Martin are absolutely rocking it. So the 2 Aston Martins are definitely going to be ones to watch today. We've also got GNS, who I'm on screen now with in the Ferrari. He's currently 3rd in the standings. Keep an eye on him. Polani in the Haas, who has retired from qualifying. So not too sure what's going on there. But he's 4th in the standings. And then we've got, is he racing there? Innes 4 in the Mercedes. He is 5th in the standings. So I would probably say, in terms of a title race, we're looking at the 2 Aston Martins and the Ferrari of GNS. But other than that, we're just going to have some fun. If you're watching live, say hello. Hello, Jesper. Just confirming there is no rain. I didn't really give a weather update because, I mean, we're in Abu Dhabi, so the chances of rain in this game, Abu Dhabi, are so incredibly slim that I doubt any of these guys have prepared a wet setup, to be honest. Polani crashed out, and I can tell you that because he's currently in the chat. Hello, mate. How's it going? Well done on being 4th in the championship. Hopefully you can recover well in the race. Definitely not out of it. As we saw in the Premier Tier, they had a safety car. So there's definitely always a chance of one occurring here. We've got someone in utilising the Twitch account to G everyone up. I'm assuming that's Matty. But yeah, hopefully we're doing well. We've got 11 minutes left. I know some times have already occurred, but I'm not really going to pay attention to them for a few more minutes, just to give us an idea of the landscape, what we can expect. Times often change very quickly, so... Oh! YT freaks around. Unlucky, mate. Anyone else of interest? The Hammer, who I believe streams on Twitch as well, so check him out, The Hammer. Wishing him well. I think he had a good result last time, actually. I think he came 2nd or 3rd last week, so... Definitely a good improvement. This is his debut season at PRL. Lovely to have him. Excited for things to come for him. He's had a very solid start to the season. He's had flashes of great speed, so always a good sign. Yeah. What else is there to say? If we got any reserves in, so Ramsey, who's currently our pole sitter, is reserving up from tier 2. We've got anyone else? Nope, Tar Heel strays in tier 1 now. Oh, just the one reserve up. So we've got 15 tier 1 drivers and 1 tier 2 driver, and the tier 2 driver is currently in the lead. So I don't know what that says about the tiering system at PRL and its accuracy. I mean, Ramsey is also currently leading the tier 2 championship. So let's be honest, he's guaranteed a promotion next season already. You might get a double promotion if he's lucky, or unlucky, depending on how he's looking at it. Let's have a look. Anyone on a lap? Let's now start focusing on the times because I've run out of things to chat about. So, GNS in the Mercedes, coming through the very slow left-right. Very hard to balance between getting a good first entrance and a good exit out of the second of the two corners. Always good to prioritise the exit because of the long straight coming up. Coyote 53.4. I wish I knew how quick that was, but I don't. But we'll see. Innes, as I said, he is up there in the championship, so definitely a quick driver. I'm going to guess, just for no reason, he's going to put in a 124.8, 124.7, and he's going to put himself fourth. He's going to put himself fourth. He's going to do a 124.7 and go fourth, I'm going to guess. Oh, I take it all back. Innes puts himself pole, and Tetra puts himself pole. Sorry, yeah, I don't think you heard me. What I said is that he's going to put a 124.3 and go pole for a few seconds, and then someone's going to beat him. So, good to know. I'm up to speed with these things. Anyway, who else has got a lap going on? Who's next to cross the line? We've got an Alpine crossing the line. Oh, looks like starting a lap. Okay, let's try and get these guys in order. Nico John is going to be starting a lap, so we will not mind him. Giannis is starting a lap, so we won't mind him. Jesper's gone purple. Second sector? I don't know. Robsey's retired without putting a lap time on. I think he's crashed in the first sector. You can just about see him in the minimap. We'll keep an eye on Jesper. See how accurate that purple sector was. The game does sometimes glitch with the purple sectors, so we don't know if that was a purple second sector, but we'll see him cross the line now, and it probably was. He is off provisional pole by 0.02 of a second. So a fantastic lap. Jesper is a reserve, tier 1 reserve. He is a PRL legend, I want to say at this point. He's been around for a long time. He's what I would describe culturally as one of the old boys. It's a term I would use for someone who's been involved in a club or a culture for a long time. So I'm going to use that phrase now to say that Jesper's one of the old boys of PRL. Has nothing to do with age. Bass goes first. I don't know if it's called bass or bass. Should I just go GK? GK goes top. No, because GK, if it's GK underscore something, it's usually GK is like a team or a collective or something, usually. I'm going to say bass. Bass is a good word. Bass goes top. We love the bass. Everyone loves bass. Who else have we got? We've got the Ferrari of Giannis. Needs a good result here. If he is trailing the two Astons, can he put it higher? He does. He splits them, matter of fact. Solid lap for him. He'll be going around for one more. Craig, he is definitely not setting in a lap here. The Aston. Cersei sucks. Poor Cersei. I don't know if Cersei is driving and being self-deprecating, or if it's just an unnecessary slight at someone. Who knows? They've got the Aston. Yeah. Base is now going to come into pit, so looks like all of these guys are going to be prepping. Nico John is on a lap. The man, the myth, legend. Now, Nico John is definitely one of the old boys. I can say that for a fact. Again, nothing to do with age, Nico. Don't want you to feel sensitive about that. Just a term that he would also know. So I can say that with confidence because Nico John is originally from a similar part of the world to myself. Oh, and that's an invalidation. So culturally, you'll know what I'm talking about when I describe him as one of the old boys of PRL. I didn't mean for that to become such a phrase I was going to end up saying 1,000 times this stream, but there you go. Jesper in the chat, hearing me call him. Jesper, if you've got this stream on in the background, let me know, because I'll feed you all sorts of misinformation. I'll tell you when people are pitting when they're not. He's here, he's listening. Right, I'm gonna, every now and then, at a crucial moment, I'm gonna say something wrong. I'm gonna say someone's spun or something, and it's not gonna be true. So, I'm just gonna put a little bit of doubt in your mind as to whether you should believe me. Let's see the AlphaTauri coming round to the final sector now. So she sucks, I believe, a new driver in the league. Oh, going a little bit wide there. crosses the line to put it 12th. Let's see, anyone else out? We've got Ramsey. Is Ramsey on an outlap? No, Ramsey has started their lap. I believe, is Ramsey going to be the first one? No, the McLaren is going to be first, I believe. Unless Rusty... No, Rusty's not. Okay. We're going to set these guys up in order. Craig is not looking good. He's a second down on his time. He's going to need to pull out something extraordinary here. So we've got Craig, Ramsey behind on the lap, and then Mr. Hex on an outlap. So then it goes. Is that Rusty? No. Who's the other Alpha Tower? The Alfa Romeo. Oh, it's the Hammer. Okay, so we've got Craig, then Ramsey, then the Hammer. Those are our next three. They're going to cross the line. We'll see Craig if he's able to make up enough time in his final sector. He had a lot of work to do. Nope, he's given up. So we'll jump now to Ramsey. Feathering that throttle. Nicely done, using all of the track available to him. Comes round now. Final corner. Will he improve on his 124.4? Looks like he will do. He does, puts it second. Let's see the Hammer now coming through the final corner. Crosses the line. Also improves. Jumps Mr. Hex, who is now starting his lap, I believe. Yes. Let's have a look. YT Freak crossing the line. Puts it 12th. Rusty Oil Can. He's a 10th down. He's going to want to gain a lot of time. Oh, takes up a lot of the curb. Gain him a little bit of time, but then unfortunately means he has to compromise his exit, so he would have lost some time there, and he does bail from that lap. We've got a Mercedes coming round, which is Jesper, who is on his outlap. We've got Giannis is on his outlap. So we've got no one close to finishing yet. Is that outlap for Tetra as well? The Hammer's on his in-lap. Mr. Hex. Let's have a look at Mr. Hex. Mr. Hex, aka the Collector of Beans. Fantastic name, which I think is underappreciated at PRL. As much as Mr. Hex is a great name, Collector of Beans is just it's a title I could only dream of. Another one of the old boys of PRL. Oh, and that is a red track, which means his qualifying is over. The Hammer is now coming into the pits. Who's that? Ramsey coming into the pits. It is not on the lap. We've got an Aston. Is that Aston or nope? Not on the lap. Is that already these boys on the lap? Nico John, nope. We've got Mercedes. Jesper. There we go. Jesper, you can hear me right now. I've got confirmation of that. What can I say to put him off? What's the PWR stand for in your name, Jesper? Please wet race. I know you're a fan of the wet. That's what I'm going to guess. I mean, if it doesn't, it should do, because it's a very fitting three-letter name. And almost identical lap time for you there. Hopefully that helped. That little bit of focus on you. Let's see, who's this now? Only Tetra is up on his lap time. He's going to need a little bit more if he's going to challenge the standings as we stand. Just misses the apex. Can he improve? He does, but not anywhere near enough. We've got a Williams. Mr. Hex is on his in-lap. Let's see. Who else have we got? We've got a Mercedes coming around. Oh, Ennis is improving. Ennis is improving. Baba Yaga, good afternoon to you, good sir. Tier 2 driver coming to watch the competition. Ennis coming around now in Sector 3. Can he improve on his time? He is up, so he should improve. He goes second. Only the second driver to jump into 123s. We've got Nico John crossing line. Can Nico John improve on his 124? He will do. Moves up to 8th position. Leapfrogs his teammate. We've got Ramsey not improving. We've got Base not improving. We've got a McLaren. Don't think he's improving. Not sure. He is going to cross the line though. But we're not expecting that to do anything to the standings. I think that is your lot, ladies and gentlemen. It is. So we'll stick on Base, who will have your pole position today. Solid effort. Let's just keep an eye on everything. Make sure I get all the latest information to your lovely ears. And we'll have a quick recap of the of your standings. We've got Base in provisional pole. It is pole with a 123.7. Innis for the only other driver to get in the 123 is a 123.8. In third position, we've got Ramsey reserving up from tier 2, putting in another fantastic performance as he always seems to do. Giannis in 4th, only Tetra in 5th. Jesper in 6th, The Hammer in 7th, Nico John in 8th, Mr. Hex in 9th, Craig in 10th, Rusty in 11th, YT Freak in 12th, Cersei Sucks in 13th, Tar Heels in 14th, and then your two drivers not setting a time, both crashing out unfortunately. Rob Sue in the Alpine starting in 15th, and Polani in the Haas will start at the back of the grid in 16th position. Well, we're set up for a fantastic race here. The Aston Martins split by the Ferrari of GNS. So as far as the championship goes, I mean the two Aston Martins and GNS in the Ferrari could not be any closer. So those are the three drivers to keep an eye on. But yeah, thankfully the loading is not too long. Means I don't have to waffle. I say that, and now we have to wait for the waiting thing to... So, how's everyone doing? DHL getting some free advertising there. Yeah, a couple of the spectators maybe a bit too excited. That guy standing up on the right hand side. Sit down, sir, and you in front in the red. Just chill, mate. Chill. Just chill. Your friends are being... I don't know what... Literally nothing happening. I don't know why you're cheering so much. Mate, the dude in the red shirt, he's at least being docile, even if he's stunned. Can you... Sorry, guy in the red shirt, can you tell the guy in the grey just to... Just... No. I don't... We might need medical assistance. Yeah, he's... Yeah, I don't know what's going on. He's a bit hysterical. I might... What else? Looks dry. It's a piece of information I can share with you whilst we wait. You can see the United Arab Emirates flag in the top left, wafting in the wind. Green, white and black in the red strip down the side. F1 Paddock Club. It's probably advertising for something. I mean, I should have probably anticipated this delay because a standard thing in PRL, we give the drivers 2 minutes to set their cars up. So, you know, a professional commentator would have prepared some notes, maybe a couple of interesting facts about the drivers, maybe looked at the constructor standings because I haven't really talked about that yet. Maybe Captain Saturday and Captain Sunday. That's a lovely little graphic that we share with the drivers, and Captain Saturday being the best average qualifying. Captain Sunday, the best average position increase over the race. But no, I'm all wrapped up in this not knowing what to say bit now. So I'm just going to keep riffing with, oh well, I want to say riffing with it, but I'll be honest, it's you can't really riff on the lack of riffing. But hey ho, we've got through, I want to say more than a minute and a half. I feel like that was a good 3 minutes. Don't sign me up for your improv class. And we've got 15 seconds left to go. Jesper firing some shots at Mr. Hex. Jesper, at least he turns up every week. I'd describe someone being washed if they're a bit wishy-washy. So, you know, if we're talking in those terms, it's like you've come out of the bath, mate. You're absolutely wet as could be. You run through. Here we go. Let's get the lap delta up. Actually, we don't need the lap delta. There's nothing for us. Let's get rid of it. There we go. As minimal graphics as we can get. I mean, I could just do this. I wish there was a way to... well, I guess I could do this for a little while whilst we get ready. So, pit stop strategy. I mean, it's going to be a one-stop. Let's have a look at the tyres. There we go. It's going to be a one-stop, medium to hard or hard to medium, as with every single race in this game. The only option, potentially, if there's a safety car towards the end. But the softs do run out very, very quickly. So, realistically, you're going to get maybe 5 laps out of them tops. So, not worth thinking about with your strategy. So, yeah. We've got mainly hards at the front of the grid, which is interesting. A lot of mediums towards the back of the grid. Ramsey starting on the mediums, which is interesting. The 2 Mercedes both on hards, the 2 Astons on hards. The Williams have split strategy. Smart. McLarens haven't. Alpines have. I think there's always a risk if you're that close together like the Williams duo in 8th and 9th. If you start on the same strategy, there is unfortunately a risk that you're going to interfere with each other's races. So definitely splitting a very viable option. As the drivers now coming through. And funneling up into the grids. Let's see, I'm going to guess we're going to get 3 disqualifications from drivers missing their starting box. Let's have a look. How many are we going to get? We've got the Red Bull Ramsey angled incredibly aggressively inwards. Oh, who's that? That Mercedes, Jesper. My word, my friend. Very aggressive. Oh, we've got no disqualifications. Tier 1, you have outdone yourself. Right. Here we go then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Out and away we go here at the Yas Marina. It looks like it's a good start for the Aston Martin, who leaps out into the front. And also Ramsey firing through as well means that Innes is going to be battling for second. But the Aston Martin gets a clean start. No major damage so far. We'll look back behind. Doesn't look like there's been any major collisions. No, it looks like a clean getaway. Is there anyone caught at the back? I don't know who that is. There's an Alfa Romeo at the back. Yeah, it looks like maybe Rusty and Mr. Hex have been caught up in some shenanigans, but Base with a fantastic start. Loving life. GNS overtaking the Mercedes pace. Will have the inside line though, coming through the second straight. But the Ferrari has a much better exit, and GNS making up. I mean, let's have a look at the... where are you? Position changes. Making up a position there. Innes losing 2. So far as the front runner is concerned, Innes is delighted with that. Ramsey, remember, is reserving up. So not a threat to the challenge of the title. Innes will be gunning down Base. And with Innes between himself and Techer, that Ferrari, not in a terrible position. Definitely setting himself up very nicely. Setting themselves up very nicely. So, Base getting a pole for Aston Martin, Aramco Cognizant Formula 1 team. That is a mouthful. Yeah. Robsu, cracking start. He's up to 8th. Polani up to 11th. Oh, YT Freak has crashed. There's the Alpine. Oh no, that's the Alpine is not retired. Oh, and that's a virtual safety. I can't see what happened to the McLaren, but YT Freak has gone. He's gone. Oh, that's interesting. It actually gives me different tyre strategies for different cars. So, virtual safety car means the drivers will hold put, but won't have to bunch up, which is great news for Base. He can keep his 2.5 second lead. Actually, if any of these boys get jumped, it might increase or decrease. The McLaren has been wheeled off, so we are expecting green light anytime soon. Anytime soon. There we go, green lights. And it looks like Base has lost a little bit of time. He won't be worried though, he can still drive off into the sunset. Robsu pitting, he did lose a front wing in whatever happens between himself and YT Freak. I should actually keep a note of the fact that YT Freak's DNF was not intentional. Let me do this thing. Let's see. Oh, sorry about that. Little delay whilst I was just typing out a message, keeping track of who's retired and whether retirements are intentional is what I should say. If drivers intentionally retire in the pits, I mean, if they intentionally crash into a wall, then that's potentially kicked out of the league. We hate that. But if you retire in the pits safely, you can do that, but you'll just not get any points. Whereas if you crash out accidentally, then you are guaranteed points, depending on where you crash and how many drivers are driving. So X-Freak will get 1 point for that, guaranteed. Anyway, let's see how else we're doing. G Innes is closing in on Base. Ramsey is keeping track with the Ferrari. Innes falling a little bit behind. We've got Tetcher, Hammer and Craig, and then a little bit of a gap to Please Wet Race in 8th position. Palani just behind him. Then another gap to Nico John with Cersei Sucks and Mr. Hex. Oh, Cersei Sucks going for the move down the inside. Nico John lets him go as he does have the inside. Nico John going to try a switch back. Oh, needs to be careful. His teammate gets a much better exit. Now remember, there's still no DRS. There is DRS. I take it back. They both get DRS on the AlphaTauri. Nico John lets his teammate through. Oh, what's this? What's happened to Tetcher? Has he got damage? What's happened to Tetcher? He must have spun. Come on, give me a close-up of his front wing. Give me a close-up of his front wing. It's a lovely drone shot. But please. He's not pitting, so he hasn't got damage. Well, not enough to damage him. However, that is very interesting for Giannis, who has overtaken, who is, within a second now of Base. So clearly has the pace. The Ferrari is on fire. So we have got DRS as we noticed, so I don't know if Giannis is going to be close enough. He won't, so you're going to get the move done this time. We've got Mr. Hex will also have DRS. Has no ERS to use though, but does have the clothing speed. Will he go for the move on Cersei Sucks? He does go for the move. Has the inside line and is able to get it done, so moves up to 9th position. Cersei Sucks down to 10th. We will keep an eye on Giannis though, just to see if this move gets done soon. Robsu has retired in the pits, I should say. So that is no points for Robsu. As Jasper's jumping in the pits. Can assume probably a little bit of damage, unfortunately. Will he get the move done this time? Using up a lot of energy. Giannis is wanting to get the move done. Let's see, he's got 29%. He's got the same amount. Oh, he tries to go for a little move. He positions himself there, which means that Base has to give him room. Base will have the inside line for the next corner. Although Giannis, is he going to go for aggressive? No, he's way too far back. However, Base just having a bit of a misstep there. And it looks like Base will keep it for now. Let's have a look at the rest of the field. All spreading out a little bit. We've got Polani on the back of Craig. We've got Cersei, and Tetcher's made his way past Cersei. So Tetcher and Cersei on the back of Nico John. Other than that, pretty spread still. Polani, will keep an eye on Polani. Oh, actually, is Giannis going to be close enough to go for the move this time? Activated ERS. Look at that closing speed. Jeez. Whoa, straight past him. GK Base is going to try and go for some sort of switchback. Giannis very cheeky. I'm not going to lie, I'm a big fan of that move. Just break a little bit longer. Just give a little pause of an acceleration coming into the next long straight. It catches the person out behind you, forces them to brake, and it means you get a little bit of a boost. It's very cheeky. It's not against the rules, but it's effective. And that means Giannis is now in the lead, and I have to say that Giannis has definitely had the quickest pace on track, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see that Ferrari shoot off into the distance, which, as far as the league championship is concerned, will be huge. Polani still close to Craig, but not getting anything done as of yet. Oh, and that is Polani round in the final corner. You hate to see it. And oh no, there's been an incident between Base and Ramsey, and that means Innes is now shot up to second place. Wait, was that Ramsey intentionally slowing down? That's interesting. He gets to move past Innes, but Innes will have the inside line of this corner. However, Ramsey, holding it around the outside, will then have the inside line coming through into this section, which I was going to say I don't know the name of this section, but I don't know the names of any of these sections. As we see, Base is still in 5th, so he's not lost too much, but he does now have Hammer to get past. All of that does mean, though, is that GNS has now got a 3.5 second lead, which he's going to be loving. Is Base going to go for a move now? Probably not. He's probably going to set himself up. He does. Having to use some ERS though. Doesn't have the best exit in the world. The Hammer's probably also, he's probably, yeah, smart. Don't use your energy now. Set yourself up. Or unless he goes for a move here. No, very smart. Force the Hammer to go defensive. Give yourself the switchback because of that flashing light. You know Hammer's not going to have much energy to play with. Now you dump it all. Dump it all, Base. There we go. There's that closing speed. Hammer goes defensive. Base goes around the outside. But more than enough pace to clear it. Good stuff. Base back up to 4th. Oh, that's 3 seconds for Base. 3 seconds for Base. 3 seconds for Base. That's 3 seconds. 3 seconds for Base. Just to go back to the whole old boys comment, I'd probably put Hex as an old boy. Nico John's definitely an old boy. Rusty is definitely not one of the old boys. Tiles is, I'd probably say an old boy as well, and Jesper. Probably put them lot. Classifies all again. It's nothing to do with your age. It's to do with your longevity and I'd say cultural impact on PRL. Definitely put them in there. Yeah, it's petered out a little bit here. We'll keep an eye on Nico John as he gets a move done on his teammates. So Nico John and Hex battling it out. Tetra is just behind. Will want to make this move quick and clean and easy as you come. Oh, what's this? We've got a Hex in the pits. Feels a little bit early. Saying that, I don't actually know what the pit window is for the mediums, so it might actually be bang on. But it is the first person to pit. So, when does that mean we'll see the likes of Ramsey, Craig? When are they going to pit, do we reckon? Who knows? Oh, Tetra overtaking Nico. It's the Assen up to 7th. Nico probably not minding too much, knowing that Tetra's definitely got the pace on him today, so we'll not want to use up too much tyre or battery defending that one. It's the hotel. I want to say this is the hotel, under the hotel. Powered by hybrid since 2014. Yeah, I'm going to say that's the hotel. So, you know what? I'm going to make up names for the areas. I am. And then I'm just going to keep saying them. I mean, like all of the other sections, if you think of like Monza's got the Parabolica and Ascari. I mean, Ascari's obviously named after Ascari because he probably was amazing at that section, but the names come from people just keep using them over and over. There was no contractual sat down and go, you know, we're going to call this. So, therefore, if I just keep referring to some corners by a certain name, maybe it will stick. Who knows? So we've got a few drivers in the DRS zone. Innes being one of them, in third position currently, as they approach the Wiggly Worm. Just keeps on going, this left-hander. Just when you think it's going to open out, no, there's a little bit more. You always drift out wide. You don't want to overstep the worm, or it will wiggle you off the track. No, it's not working. I'll come back to that one. I'll workshop it, get some writers together. We'll make it much better. Tetra here in 7th. Very close now to McLaren, making his way up the pack. Quite nicely, actually, considering that spin he had early. And that is Ramsey in the pits. Is Craig going to be joining him? He is. So this is the medium runners now, all pitted. So we'll keep an eye on... Wow, these hards are going to... So if it's looking at like 10, 11, 12 laps on the mediums, then we will probably be looking at about 17 laps on the hards. 17, 18 laps on the hards. 16 to 19, I'm going to give them a window. So, everyone loves a window. What's the right amount of windows? I guess it depends what building. Is there any other... I'm trying to think of all the contexts in which you would need a window. There's quite a few. I guess this window is more of a figurative window rather than a physical window. You're not actually having a window, you're just... A window is just, I guess, a gap. I don't know, how do you describe the concept of a window? It's a space between things. Like a window of opportunity, there's a gap there. But then an actual physical window is not a gap, it's a physical thing. Because it allows you to look through things. I don't know. Makes you think. Anyway, no one's really close, so we'll just keep waffling. Nico John is keeping up with Tetra quite impressively, actually. The Williams driver, doing a fantastic job at the moment. Dare I say it? Dare I say it? I do dare myself to say it, and so I will say it. Great job, Nico, if you're listening to this back. There you go. Dare fulfilled. Where else are we going with this debauchery? This smorgasbord of commentary faff. It's not correct use of the word faff, but it's the first one that came into my head. We've got Craig right up the rear end of Jesper. Please wet race Jesper. We've got, who else? Cersei sucks. He must have had an incident because he's quite far back. I don't remember what that incident was, but... Who else we got? Anyone want to do anything interesting? Nico is catching the Aston Martin. Impressive amount, it has to be said. Considering, as I mentioned earlier, the Aston Martin only Tetra has been lightning fast this season. Good grief. What else are we doing? This is kind of like therapy, commentating by yourself. I mean, you've got just nothing back at you. You're just kind of just talking, you know, just letting it out. Might share some childhood trauma in a second. Hotel looks nice. The hotel reminds me of Bayern München's football stadium, if anyone knows it. Or also the Allianz Arena, that's what it's called. It also reminds me of the Bird Nest Stadium in China. What else? Whilst no one wants to do anything. Oh, actually, Base is closing in on this. Something to commentate over. Let's have a look. He's probably not going to want to get the move. He won't be anywhere near close enough to do the move now, but he's going to set himself up. So sacrifice the first exit. First corner, sorry. for a good exit. The second one, oh, not the strongest exit in the world. But no, it's just not a good exit in general, unfortunately, compared to Innes. So I believe so. G-Innes and Innes, there is some sort of connection there, because we've also got H-Innes, and there's word on the street is there's a fourth Innes that may join at some point. I don't know. I want to guess that they're all siblings. I don't know. There's some sort of connection there, because I'm guessing Innes is maybe a part of their name, unless they're friends and it's some sort of collective. Less likely. We're gonna go. They're all siblings. The Innes siblings. So we've got one of the Innes siblings jumping into pits, lap 15, which feels very early for hards, but will mean that I have an opportunity here to confirm second place. It will mean that Base will have advantage towards the end of the race, when Innes 4's mediums are towards the end of their life, which they will definitely be for the last few laps. So we'll keep an eye on that. Juicy bit of interesting race. Mr. Hex, collector of beans, closing in on Tar Heels. Will he go for the move now? No, smart boy. Just opens himself up for the best exit possible. Gets a good exit there. Loving that exit. Unfortunately, Tar Heels does have DRS just in front of him. Neither of these boys have any ERS to play with, so it's literally slipstream, which isn't enough. And all of that does mean that Tar Heels is closing in on Rusty, who himself has no ERS. Oh, and Mr. Hex is going to get the move done. I think Tar Heels had to sacrifice his corner being that close to Rusty. Although Mr. Tar Heels will still have the inside line, but smartly, to avoid any sort of contact, gives up the corner. Mr. Hex now, is he going to go for a move down the inside of Rusty? Oh, he thought about it. Oh, and there's contact. Oh, Hexy boy. Oh, Hexy boy. That is a shame. Oh well. Let's see, who else are we going to keep an eye on? Anyone else close? Oh! Oh, Tetra and Jesper! Oh, they're very close to each other, my words. Bit of a squeeze, if you don't mind me saying. Tetra does have some battery to play with, of which Jesper doesn't. So he's going to set himself up. Oh, a little bit too early on the turn in there. Just bobbles! Oh, Jesper having a moment. That should give the position to the Aston. Except Jesper's using all of his battery and keeps the position. I don't know how good that's going to do him, because Tetra was always going to have the tyre advantage there. So Jesper, not your smartest moment there. Could have used your noggin a little bit better. Tetra was always going to overtake you. Innes 4 on those fresh mediums. Putting in a fastest lap. Great stuff. Really great stuff. Right. Let's see. Innes 4. Will he overtake his sibling? No. Has he closed in on his sibling? Yes. So, we've got Ramsey. Maintains his second position. However, Innes 4 now is within DRS coming out of the pits with better wear on better tyres. You have to fancy Innes in the long run for this race, assuming that there's no major incidents. It's going to really... It does also mean that Ramsey can be pulled along by G-Innes. So Innes 4 in the Mercedes is going to want to get this move done as quickly as possible. Yes, smartly is dumping his battery. Ramsey not really defending a huge amount, which means that Innes 4 will have the opportunity to go down the inside. He does go for it. And he does get the move done. Those mediums just having better traction. Ramsey now is going to need to... He's got a good amount of battery to use, so he's going to want to tag along for as long as possible. Hope to stay in the DRS as much as he can, as it looks like Base and Hammer are pitting. So, looks like everyone now, barring Tar Heels, is pitting. So, we'll jump off the tyre. We'll jump onto... Let's jump onto penalties. We'll keep these now on for the rest of the race. Base and Craig, the only two people with penalties, 3 seconds. So no major impact they're having just yet. But these three... Oh, what have I done with the... I don't want... Yeah, keep the interval up. There we go. So, Streetford lead. Innes needs to stay in DRS. He's not got a huge amount of battery. Giannis does just have the pace today on these guys. We then got Base on his own in an island. Hammer also on an island. Just doing a little bit of back and forth. Oh, there's been an incident. Is that going to be a safety car? It is. It's a safety car. Looks like Tar Heels and Craig have had an incident. And that is massive. Right, let's get the tyres back up again. So, Jesper is absolutely loving life. He's going to get a free pit stop here. Although he's getting a free pit stop. Good effort, mate. Although, as far as strategy goes, he's a little bit screwed. Because he's going to be on the hards and everyone else on the mediums. So, interesting. It's making me think maybe hards is a better starting tyre. Because it just doesn't feel like you're going to get as much use out of starting on the mediums in the long run. So, Ramsey's not pitting. No, not for fresh mediums. Is Hex gonna... He is pitting for mediums. Smart boy. Oh, and he just cut the corners a little bit there. He gets a 3-second penalty. Jesper also going to pit, but he's going to have to pit on the hards. Oh, no, he doesn't have to. Because that's not his first tyre. So, he can go on to more mediums. Which he does. Hex is on softs. Oh, I think he's going to struggle to get to the end on those. So, everyone's on Cersei Sucks is going to pit for some fresh tyres. Pretty smart choice, I think. Cool. We jump back to penalties. With Craig being out, his 3 seconds don't really count anymore. So Tar Heels and Craig looks like a crash. So safety car will probably do one more lap, might do 2 more laps. I think Hex being on the softs is praying it does 2 more laps. Give him as much time under the safety car as possible. Get those softs to the end. I have a feeling though. I have a feeling it's going to come in this lap. Oh, Genius. Getting very close. So, it's the safety car. Is that... What skin has that car got? Is it I can't see what the manufacturer is. It's red, but it's just F1. Oh, it's AMG. Is that the Mercedes? It's a Mercedes car, isn't it? I've not seen the red safety car kitted out as a Mercedes. Like, well, I know the safety car's Mercedes, but I've not seen it in red like that before. Usually it's in black, I believe, if it's representing Mercedes. I might be talking out my arse. And green. Sometimes it's green for Aston Martin. Yas Island. Everyone loves a Yas Island. I think Majorca's a Yas Island, isn't it? A little joke there. Some people might get it, some people might not. Let's see. So safety car is in this lap. So we're going to have, what's that? 8 laps? 8 laps to go. Giannis now slowing the pack down. His sibling. Their sibling, Innes, behind. Ramsey also there. Base back in now. After all of the incidents involved. Hammer in the mix. Surrounded by the title challengers. So you've got to be very careful. But full faith. And Innes has gone. Innes has gone. Innes 4 in behind. Anyone been dropped at all? No. Base. Oh, Ramsey's gone. And GK Base is he's out. GK Base is out. Ramsey's round. GK Base has crashed. GK Base has crashed. So, GNS has the lead from Innes 4. No DRS for a couple of laps. Oh, it looks, and the Hammer has overtaken Tetra. Tetra now fighting back. Won't get the move done. Oh, goes over the sausage curl, which means Mr. Hex now in a prime position. And will get the move done. Tetra now down to 5th. Nico John under attack from Please Wet Race. Who goes around the outside? Does he get it stuck? Oh, very close between these two. And it looks like the Mercedes will come out on top. Mr. Hex is right behind Hammer as well. Mr. Hex is on course here for a fantastic finish. Tetra now is just losing so much time to the front runners, which is just music to the ears. The two GNS and Innes 4 are up there as far as the title is concerned, so they will be loving this. GNS in particular. GNS is only about 20 points behind Tetra, who is leading the championship, so any moves going to get done? Let's have a look at battery at this point. 84, 65, 27, 5. Hex just... Hex, I've never seen Hex with battery. There's a thing for it. Just never seen him with battery. I don't know how you have that lower battery. It's incredible. The guy just has it held down at all times. He's closing in on Hammer. Is he trying to get the move done? I don't know why he's using it so much. I believe Hex and Nico are probably in a chat together, so in a party together. We'll see, we'll see. So Innes 4 is now more than a second behind GNS, so going to be struggling as he's out of the DRS zone. Anyone want to do something interesting? The headlines, Giannis, just a different league today. Looks like the victory is comfortably theirs, unless they make a mistake. Innis, 4 in second place, still under threat from Hammer, but Hammer's got so much pressure from Hex behind. Hex is just keeping going. I'm surprised Tetra is struggling to hold on a little bit. He's flirting with falling out of DRS, which will be major, as Please What Race has fallen out of DRS zone from Tetra in 6th, so not good. But Nico John behind again. There's pressure, but nothing major pressure. So Hex. Let's hoping for an exciting end to this race. Come on, boys and girls. Might have to start waffling again if you're not careful. Hex's penalty is going to come back and hurt him, unfortunately. These guys are not spreading out fast enough. It's currently about a 4-second loss at this. If it stays like this. Oh no! Oh no, Hex. That's almost to the back of the grid now. Tetra, maybe that's why Tetra's not pushing it. Although Tetra needs to get the move done, because Tetra, there's a podium on this for Tetra. The Hammer, I think this might be the Hammer's debut, or there's a spin. Cersei sucks, has spun. Poor Cersei. Where is, let's have a look at the Hammer. Where's the Hammer? Hammer, oh no, came second in Singapore. I take it back completely. The Hammer's on fine form, as it looks like Tetra's got the move done on Hex. So Tetra now, I mean the Hammer is threatening Innis 4. Innis 4 does have some battery to defend with though. So Innis 4 is probably going to want to sit behind. Obviously bearing in mind how close Tetra is behind. Build up a little bit of battery. Considering he's not really got the win in his sights, he's going to want to get the move done at a time where Innis 4 cannot respond. So, we'll keep an eye on the front. No one else is really doing anything major. Oh, is the Hammer going to go for a move? Is the Hammer going to go for a move? We'll jump up. No. He's watching it though. Oh, what's happened? Oh, Hex, no. It's all falling apart for Hex. Oh. Such a shame. Hex falling down to 10th now. And realistically, no hope of doing any better. Gian is now 3 seconds ahead. Just has this race sewn up. Just keeping an eye on how he did his gears there, just out of interest. Actually, may as well use this time to prep for my race. Let's have a look. So he drops into 2nd. Oh, it looks like he might. I think he's on controller the way he left and then right. I'm gonna guess he's on. Looks like manual gears. I think he's on controller the way he's steering. And I'm gonna guess he's on medium traction. Yeah. I'm gonna guess that. Oh! Hex is round again. Which means that Cersei should now, yeah, Cersei should get 10th by the end of this. Right, last lap of the race. Who wants this podium? Giannis has got one. Innis 4 has currently got one hand on 2nd place. Hammer, or Craig 4 has left session. He's already out of the race. We've got Nico John. Oh, is there? Oh, and Hex is round again. Hex. Have Hex's tyres gone or something? No, tyres are still there. Right. We're keeping an eye on this battle for 2nd and 3rd. We'll keep a mental note of Nico John in 6th, also fighting Please Wet Race. But this is the battle we want to watch. So we've got Tetcher's got some battery left. Hammer not much. And it's not much either. Is Hex round again? He is. My word. Right, here we go. This is the crucial moment. Who gets a good exit? Dump it all now, Tetcher. He's not using his battery. What is he doing? What is he doing, Tetcher? You got 24% battery, mate. He's not even wanting it. The Hammer. He's going to push. He's got nothing left. I've got nothing left. Oh, Nico John's got the move done. He's got... Oh, no, there's contact. Nico John. It's a very aggressive move. And that is going to be Giannis going to win. Innis 4 is going to keep 2nd place. The Hammer gets 2nd podium and Ori Tetcher with 4th. Jesper will probably be demoted down to 6th. Polani up to 5th. Yeah, Rusty will come through in 7th. Nico John in 8th. Nico John in 8th, Ramsey in 9th, Cersei Sucks in 10th, and Mr. Hex, with no front wing, will come through in 11th. Wow. What a race. We'll see the podium. We'll capture the incidents. We'll give a quick summation. And then we'll get out of here. We've got Tier 2, which will be coming up in half an hour. So stick around for that. Your winner today, Giannis. Polani with driver of the day. I'd have to give it to Giannis. I know it's a cliche to give the winner of the race the driver of the day, but just on another level with the pace today. Just no one really looked close to overtaking them. So, Giannis, well done. The Ferrari, I believe, will now take the lead of the championship, or it might be close. Definitely keeping it interesting, especially with the two Aston Martins not being on the podium. It's just the result they needed. Well done. We'll quickly grab the incidents and then I'll wrap up for today. There we go. Well done, GNS. We'll grab the race director. So, GNS takes your win. Innes 4 with the fastest lap takes second place. The Hammer takes third. Tetra 4th. Palani 5th. Jesper 6th. Rusty 7th. Nikotron 8th. Ramsey 9th. Cersei 10th. Mr. Hex 11th. And then the DNFs. GK Base, Tar Heels, Craig, Robsu intentionally in the pits, so we won't get any points today. And YT Freak in 16th for your final DNF. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure. Stick around, as I said. Tier 2 will be starting in about half an hour. But until then, goodbye.